Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I want to talk a little bit about what happened during the crash and why the crash happened also, because there's so much speculation going on around this right now. I see people saying BlackRock just filed for their spot XRP ETF, blah, blah, blah. It's all speculation still. So this was 100% a coordinated event. Many entities just got filled at insane levels on altcoins. You think 5 p.m. on a Friday, everyone just sells all at once. Yeah, right. The hands behind this are dirty. This was definitely a coordinated crash. And maybe it was because the ETFs are about to go live. I'll talk more about that in a minute. I was expecting a liquidity grab, but I definitely wasn't expecting one of this magnitude. That was the mother of all liquidity grabs. Haven't seen one like this since COVID 2020. Think about it like this. Everybody just made a lot of money off this crash. The right people made a lot of money. A lot of people also lost a lot of money on this crash as well. Was this the liquidity grab before the market really takes off? Because we knew we were very close to alt season beginning. You know, everybody was calling for alt season by the end of October. There's people now still calling for $5 plus by the end of this month. So was this a cash grab before we blast off? We're going to have to wait and see. They want you out right before they flip the ETF switch. So this comes from Nate Garossi. Another batch of S1 amendments rolling in on spot XRP ETFs. Bitwise, Franklin, 21 shares, Wisdom Tree, Grayscale, and Canary. Several include ticker symbols. So maybe the ETFs are about to go live as well. And again, that would make sense. Crash the market right before the ETFs go live. While everyone was distracted on the market, XRP ETFs just got approval. They are about to go live. The release was planned with the dip. Important to notice these things and pay attention to everything going on. I think it was possibly that, or we are about to see the biggest reversal we have ever seen in crypto. And I don't think this has anything to do with BlackRock, by the way. People are speculating that BlackRock filed behind the scenes for a spot XRP ETF. Until somebody like Eleanor Tourette confirms that, it's still speculation. XRP has contributed largely to the spot ETF market recording its strongest weekly inflow. I just want to show you the demand for XRP in this article. While the first XRP ETF launched barely a month ago, data shows XRP emerging as one of the standout players in the record inflows, highlighting its growing strength beyond the retail market. The data indicates that XRP recorded its largest weekly inflow to date, signaling heightened confidence from big players and funds looking beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum investment products. Unlike retail investors who view the persistent decline in XRP's price as a sign of weakness, institutions appear to see it as a strategic entry point. And they just got a better entry point as well. But you see the demand for an XRP ETF. When they go live, I'm telling you, the price is going to go into double digits very quick. People don't realize that. It doesn't take a lot of money to move the price of XRP. President Trump says, having canceled meeting with Z, might still have Z meeting, master market manipulator. And that's why the market crashed and then rebounded so quick. So you can't look at that and say, oh, well, he was just saying out loud what he was thinking, or maybe planning for this or planning for that. I see so many people defending this as something other than market manipulation. Let's call it what it actually is. Everybody in crypto sees it for what it is. There's just a few naysayers that don't want to believe it. XRP holders aren't fazed by this crash. They know what they hold. You know, out of all the cryptocurrencies that crashed, right? I think XRP holders are probably the only ones that held through that crash more than any other cryptocurrency out there. Because most of us actually know what we hold. We know XRP is the future. We know where XRP is going from here. And you're going to have to pry it from our cold, dead hands if you want our XRP. Because we will hold through anything. Most held through the Rippleverse SEC case for years. Every time the market crashed, people held through it. It's nothing to me. I'm an XRP investor. Do you know how many times I've seen people say that on X? I don't worry about the crashes. I'm here for the gains that are going to come later. You know, it took vision to buy this cryptocurrency. It doesn't take much to hold it when you see that vision playing out in real time right now. This comes from Black Swan Capitalist. Love the volatility. That's where real wealth is made and destroyed. Fear sells. Euphoria buys. Master the swings and you master the game. Volatility is what brought you to crypto. Most of you don't even realize that if you're new to crypto. What brought you into this market is the fact that it can go from literally 50 cents per coin all the way up to $10 plus per coin in a matter of maybe 24 to 48 hours. That's how fast crypto moves when it moves. But again, sometimes you also got to go through the crashes to get there. And that's what's great about crypto. That's what keeps me invested in the crypto. Because you might hold for a long period of time, but over the course of maybe a month, you'll earn off of your crypto what it takes people 5 years to earn at a job. No other market is like crypto. How can they keep running the store of value narrative if every time something happens, it dumps? He's talking about Bitcoin. I don't look at Bitcoin as a store of value. I've said it multiple times on this channel. The second there's any sign of conflict in the world, Bitcoin is crashing out. And it takes the rest of the market with it. Because we are still running with Bitcoin. Eventually, that will not happen anymore. XRP will decouple. I think it's going to happen through regulations and utility. But there's no way Bitcoin could be looked at as a store of value. You know, it doesn't even take a conflict. The president says a couple words, and right away, Bitcoin's crashing out. This isn't for the weak. Sell everything and get out if you can't handle it. Crypto is definitely not for the weak at all. You have to have the patience of a saint, and you have to have a stomach for this. Because one day you could be looking at your portfolio and you're like, wow, I'm way up on my XRP investment. And the next day, you might be down 10, 20, 30, 40% on your investment. But you have to have the stomach for it so that you don't sell it off. You have to be emotionless in crypto as well. But a lot of people got here because they thought it was a get-rich-quick scheme. And you quickly find out, once you get into crypto, that you might end up holding this cryptocurrency for a couple of years. especially if you're holding something like XRP, because it's tied to all the rails that are getting set up all around the world. Those rails are what the XRP train is going to run on. But the new financial system is absolutely coming. It is so close now. I still believe it's going to go live within the next 24 months. I think we're most likely going to see some sort of major crash happen, and then we'll witness the rise of the new financial system, because all the major players are already positioning themselves. The biggest banks are now embracing crypto, embracing stable coins. You know, when that happens, it's no longer 2030. It's going to happen much sooner. Big short on XRP crumbles. Macro predicts $8 price moonshot. So Peter Brent was calling for another crash on XRP. And of course, we had that crash. But other people don't agree with them that it's going to continue to crash down. Most people that hold XRP, they know a new all-time high is coming. They know price discovery is coming. Everybody's preparing for that right now. All you have to do is stay patient long enough until it happens. You know, the market might be manipulated now, but even that will come to an end over time. You got to remember, there's no regulations in this space. Crypto is still, for the most part, the wild, wild west. But regulations are also coming very soon. And that's going to benefit a cryptocurrency like XRP more than any other cryptocurrency. Utility-driven cryptocurrencies, they are going to rise in price because of regulations, because they were always part of the system. You're holding the future is what I'm telling you. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.